A circular infographic has 5 colored segments arranged in a ring: blue with 2 gears, red with a magnifying glass and nodes, purple with a clock, green with stacked dollar bills, and yellow with 2 hands shaking. Title: AM Can Work. Asset Management for Kansas Water Utilities. Asset Management. Evaluating Consequences of Failure. Logos: Wichita State Environmental Finance Center, Kansas Department of Health and Environment, Kansas Municipal Utilities. Text: An aerial view shows a small town with streets, buildings, parked cars, and trees. A street sign reads Main Street and Grand Ave and stands on a pole near a building.
Water, wastewater, electric. We do pretty much everything here in the city of Hillsboro.
A mural reads Greetings from Hillsboro, and colorful letters fill a brick wall. A man with short dark hair and a beard wears a blazer and stands on a sidewalk. Text: Matt Stiles, City Administrator, City of Hillsboro. Cars, buildings, and street signs line the background. 1.
When we talk about utility, we always want to talk about the likelihood, the probability that something's going to fail, and the consequences of that failure.
A glass door reads City of Hillsboro, and an office with a desk appears inside.
And so we started doing planning and risk assessment. We take a look at, what are our most critical assets first? What's the status of those assets? What's the age? What's the condition?
Pipes and valves connect in rows on a wall with blue backing. A building labeled Hillsboro Water Treatment Plant sits near fields and a road. A large round storage tank stands outside with pipes and a walkway attached. A large motor stands on a platform outdoors with open land behind it.
We go from there and then say, all right, well, if this was to fail, what are we going to do? What's the game plan? What are the consequences of us not doing something? And then what's the cost weighed out against that? And you have to kind of make decisions based on that because there's just not enough money to go around to fix everything.
A man works beside large pipes and valves and dumps a sack of white flakes into a blue tank.
So we prioritize what's the most critical pieces there, and then we talk about, how do we go about fixing them.
An aerial view shows a tree-lined street with houses and cars. A woman with glasses wears a black outfit and stands beside a truck. Text: Morgan Marler, SR, Water Treatment Technician, City of Hillsboro. The truck reads City of Hillsboro Water, and blue pipes stack behind her.
For us, one of the main factors is always making sure that we're good stewards of our budget and to make sure that our citizens don't have unnecessarily high utility bills. We take all of those repair decisions, the end-of-life decisions, all of those things very seriously, and we weigh the costs.
A small machine with tubes sits on a table near tools and containers.
We talk about that a lot when we're giving presentations to the council and the mayor so that our citizens understand that we're trying to do the best thing for them.
A sign reads City of Hillsboro, Hillsboro Museums, Visitor Center Entrance City Park near a road.
The public is our customer, and so we think about public health, public safety, and then there's, of course, regulatory things too. We could get fined, we could get shut down ultimately, or our license could get pulled if we don't meet those safety requirements that are put on us. So,
a tube labeled Blue White Industries Limited shows flow measurements with numbers and markings.
Every year we go through and do a capital improvement plan. We long-range plan those things out so that we have all of our assets on it.
A round pressure gauge with rust edges connects to pipes and shows measurement numbers.
Sometimes we find that there are things that we just didn't think about. Like, for a good example, we had a controller cabinet for one of our water pump systems.
A control panel with knobs and a screen displays colored indicators and settings.
It had gotten so degraded because of chlorine that we had to come up with something different.
A water channel flows between walls with foam and a metal divider across the surface.
The big controller mechanism for those filters sits above the filters on a grate, so the chlorine always comes up into the control box, and the control box is full of wires and contactors and all sorts of computer parts.
A woman opens an electrical panel and adjusts wires inside a metal box near stairs.
10 years or so after the upgrades were done, we were experiencing a lot of control problems due to the corrosion with the moisture and the chlorine. And we went back to the manufacturer, and they weren't interested in helping us solve that problem. And so we started talking about how can we build one of these things? I think we can build one of these things. We designed it and executed the plan.
A screen displays controls labeled Close Influent, Open Filter Drain, open filter waste, and fluid levels.
It took several months to do the build out of it, and it turned out extraordinary. We love it.
A gauge graphic shows a needle toggling between high and low probability.
The probability of failure is the likelihood that an asset will fail. It is often determined by the age of the asset, the condition, the rate of repairs, and other factors. Consequences of failure is a bit more subjective. During asset evaluation, ask your team, what would happen if the asset fails? Will it lead to regulatory violations? Would it lead to an environmental or public health problem? Would it cause over half our community's population to lose their services? Would it lead to a major customer, a hospital, or a business to lose their services? By plotting your assets on a chart, in a spreadsheet, or a prioritized list, your utility and decision makers can focus on assets that need the most attention.
A man works at a lab counter with equipment, containers, and testing devices.
Criticality is determining which assets in your system are the most important and need the most attention, and which ones need less attention and can run to failure. Time and money are limited. By conducting a criticality analysis on the assets in your system, you can determine which assets need more maintenance, attention, and money. Reduce your emergency situations by creating a team to review and give each asset a criticality rating.
Title: AM Can Work. Asset Management for Kansas Water Utilities. For more asset management resources, visit cbufc.unm.edu/IAMF. Logos: Wichita State Environmental Finance Center, Kansas Department of Health and Environment, Kansas Municipal Utilities. Text: